I don't want any more kids to go through what I went through.
Like lots of people in this country, a woman named Rena Chynoweth has been closely following the strange events unfolding in West Texas during the last several weeks. The story of that massive law enforcement raid and the secret society that it revealed.
That was me. I was looking at me 30 years ago.
Indeed, for Rena Chynoweth, the story not so much a revelation of secrets, but instead a startling glimpse at her own painful past. A past that saw Rena, at the age of 16, taken as the 13th wife of a 49-year-old polygamist man by the name of Ervil LeBaron, a self-proclaimed prophet sometimes referred to as the Mormon Manson, a guy who is believed to have ordered the murders of nearly 30 people, including one particularly notorious and cold-blooded killing that Rena Chynoweth now admits she carried out for her husband when she was only 19.
It was something that I would never have done, ever had done, if I hadn't been under the complete control of somebody else who had convinced me it was God's will.
It happened in the late 70s as Rena's prophet husband, Ervil LeBaron, began preaching a highly poisonous doctrine of hatred and murder, ordering family and friends to kill his enemies, a bloody hit list that included one of his brothers, one of his daughters, and one special murder that Ervil LeBaron assigned to his young wife and another female follower. The assassination of a rival polygamous leader, a 71-year-old Salt Lake chiropractor by the name of Roland Allred.
Ervil set it up to where it was this big, important job. God wanted this to happen.
Over a 2-week period, they planned the murder, went to New Mexico, traveled into Wyoming. Along the way, they stopped and purchased weapons. They drove into Salt Lake City, got a motel, checked in under assumed names. They went out to the salt flats and they tested their weapons. They then went to a local store in Salt Lake City called Ezra Industries, and they purchased wigs and disguises. At about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, they drove over to Dr. Allred's offices. They went into the waiting room.
Once in the waiting room, Marina spotted the doctor and began to fire. 7 shots later, the doctor was dead, and 19-year-old Rena Chynoweth on the run, a wanted killer.
I did what I was told, and it was an awful experience. If I hadn't done what I'd done, they would have killed me.
But the bizarre story far from over. Eventually, Rena's prophet husband, Ervil LeBaron, was caught and convicted of ordering the murder of Roland Allred. Ervil LeBaron was sent to a Utah prison where he died in 1981. And Rena Chynoweth also eventually tracked down and put on trial, but she beat the system. She was found not guilty, and knowing that she could never be tried for murder again, Rena then wrote a fascinating tell-all book in which she openly confessed to the killing of Dr. Allred. She even went on a TV talk show to tell her story.
She confessed to his murder right there. That was how I found out that she killed my father.
Outraged by what they saw as a travesty of justice, the family of victim Roland Allred then sued Rena Chynoweth, and in the early 1990s was awarded a whopping $52 million judgment against Chynoweth, a penalty that proved to be more symbol than substance, as the Allred family never collected a penny, and for her part, Rena Chynoweth then retreating into a quiet and self-imposed anonymity until today.
I carried that shame and guilt and fear forever. We had 4 17-year-olds and a 16-year-old.
Perhaps as penance, for more than a decade, Rena and her new husband, John, have very privately supported and raised more than a dozen children whose parents were murdered by the LeBaron cult, and Rena now stepping forward, hoping that her personal insights into the mind control of polygamous sex will be helpful to Texas officials as they continue to care for nearly 500 children removed from that polygamous compound near El Dorado.
These women can't protect those children. Probably most of the men on the compound can't protect their own children either if they've got a leader who's telling them how to think, what to do, how to breathe, what to wear, how to comb their hair. Everything in their life, everything is under the control of somebody else.
Has Texas done the right thing?
Absolutely they have. Absolutely. If they hadn't stopped it, more little girls would have gone through being abused and used as baby machines. And it's just got to stop.